Hey, what's up, guys? It's Shining Polaris. Thank you for tuning in. Just finished watching AEW Dynamite, and this was St. Patrick Day Slam or something like that. So I guess it's like a semi special episode, but it just had it was a good episode. And I'm just gonna run through it really quickly. I'm not gonna talk about every match. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk about stuff I feel that it was important to address. So first, we had Cody versus Penta Match, and even though I really wanted Pentagon to win, of course, Cody won it. But afterwards, Young Bucks came out, and they were just basically trying to address that yes, both Nick and Matt Jackson have lost in singles match against the Death Triangle, but they were basically saying that since they are the World Tag Team Champions, that they will easily beat Death Triangle because they're tag team specialists. And then Don Callis came over to the Young Bucks and basically tried to, trying to get them more irritated, basically, saying like they really need to, leave Kenny alone and they just need to do their own thing. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, so obviously this was to set up to make Young Bucks, or drive a wedge between Young Bucks and the Elite even further. We will address that in a second. So the next major part was there was like 3 small segments. I'm just going to combine them all with MJF and his new faction. So first you see all the guys from MJF's new faction coming out of the private jet in slow-mo, looking like a music video. All those guys, they look good because they all had their suits on. They just look great. I'm just gonna have to give a shout out to Dax and Cash from FTR because they were both wearing like the same blue suit because they're tag team. I thought that was cute. So when they came out to the middle of the ring, first it was Tully Blanchard that cut a short promo, and he was basically saying like he's done so much in his life, and he would like to end his retire, end his wrestling career managing like this great new group. So that was cool. Of course, you had MJF come out to speak, and I just have to say, MJF, for being so young, he is like so talented on the mic. Like he just threw down that promo with such intensity. And what I liked is that he went to each member of his group and basically put each one of them over, which was cool. So of course he finally revealed the name of the group. It is called the Pinnacle and not the Horsemen or whatever. I mean, that's fine. I am fine with the Pinnacle. I'm sure a lot of people's gonna complain about that. But anywho, they also their little logo for it is like a mountain, like little stars. So it actually looks like the Paramount logo, kind of. Maybe they'll change that a little bit. We'll see. But yeah, and then basically MJF was saying, to Inner Circle, since they beat Inner Circle, that they take everything away from them, so including their dressing room. So later in the show, they had another segment where they basically went to their locker or their dressing room and just took down Inner Circle sign, and the Pinnacle moved right in. So that's cool. Very excited to see where this team is going to go. They're going to have their first match, I guess you could say. It'd be FTR and Shawn Spears versus Varsity Blondes and one of the members from Top Flight. So they're just going to have a nice squash match next week. And like I said before, I'm hoping they're going to keep building this feud, Pinnacle versus Inner Circle, and this could be their blood and guts match. So we'll see. Can't wait. So then we're going to go to the next one, which will be Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. They did a little video package first before going up against the Good Brothers. It was very funny. I'm going to have to rewatch this part because those two were really making fun of the Good Brothers, and it was hilarious. You got Jon Moxley, they were like, oh yeah, everybody loves the Good Brothers. And then you have Eddie Kingston. Oh man, he's just throwing facts at him. I can't remember the exact quote, but he quoted 50 Cent basically saying the Good Brothers, they're not gangsters, so don't even try it. And then Jon Moxley is like, don't they, they do this all the time. And Eddie Kingston was like, Yeah, I remember another group doing that in TNA a long time ago. I love these shots. And then they went and said something about them being in, they're like you're not, this is not Japan, and you guys like aren't the Bullet Club or something like that. And then Moxley was like, can we even say Bullet Club? And they're like, I don't know, Forbidden Door. Like, it was just very funny. It's funny because they don't actually, I don't know why, they don't really say Bullet Club a lot, even though they clearly have said it in the past. So I don't know why they can't say it anymore. But anyhow, I just thought that was really funny. I gotta go watch that again because it was, like I said, hilarious. So anyway, we're gonna go right to the match. Eddie Kingston came out first to his entrance, but immediately, like 10 steps in, the Good Brothers came and just attacked Kingston from behind. You had Jon Moxley came in shortly after, and he has no shirt on. He has his shoulder and arm band-aid up. And the bell hadn't rang, and Good Brothers just basically decimated Moxley and Kingston outside the ring. You had Good Brothers, they hit their Magic Killer onto Moxley onto the floor. So that knocked Moxley out. They threw Kingston into the ring. Bell rang. Finally, we start the match officially. As you know from wrestling, the Good Brothers, they looked very good in the beginning. Like, Eddie Kingston could put no offense onto Good Brothers. The Good Brothers was just basically killing him because Eddie Kingston cannot tag Moxley in because he was out. So he just was like totally helpless. Kingston was. And it is funny because I was just saying after the commercial break, that's when the tide turned. after the break, so Moxley finally crawled back into his corner. Kingston, I believe he hit Carl Anderson with something. I don't remember what it was, but basically just gave him enough space for him to give the hot tag to Moxley. Moxley came in, and that's when the tide turned. He started beating down the Good Brothers. Now, it's not saying that the Good Brothers didn't fight back or nothing. They of course did, but Moxley, he wore down Anderson a lot, and I already know that very, very soon he's going to win for the pin. I thought it was going to happen immediately because really he just needed to do one move onto Anderson and he would have won it right away, which I was like, as I was chatting with a friend. He hit a pile driver onto Anderson immediately, and I thought that was going to be over for the match, but thank God it wasn't. So they still continue doing on their thing. Again, a lot of very, very near pinfalls. But at the end, which was very weird, and I know I'm not the only one that think this way, and I'm not saying it because I'm biased for the Good Brothers, but there was Doc Gallows and Kingston, I'm not sure which, but one of them or both of them fell out of the ring. That left Moxley and Anderson in the ring. Moxley comes over, he does the most devastating move ever, which is a surprise roll-up onto Anderson, and won the match. I mean, it was a good match, and I already expect Good Brothers were going to lose, but I just feel like that roll-up just made Good Brothers look very stupid and weak. I don't know if that is the point because they just lost the Impact World Championship, but I don't know. I really did not like that finish at all, especially, Good Brothers, they looked very, very strong throughout the match. And to me, it didn't seem like they were completely wore down while Kingston and Moxley really were beaten up. So, but anyhow, he surprised roll up Anderson. And of course, immediately Good Brothers did an additional after-match beatdown on both of them. You had Kenny Omega started coming out with Don Callis, and that was funny because Kenny, he's just walking like this, this I don't know, lavender suit on. I don't know. Kenny and Don are just perfect. I really, really enjoy them. But anyhow, so he comes out and he orders them, they're beating on Kingston, and he ordered the Good Brothers to put a chair onto Kingston's leg so they could break his leg. Carl Anderson got on the top rope, jumped on his leg, broke Kingston's leg. So now Kingston's out. Then he orders them to do the same to Moxley, but put it around his neck. So Doc Gallows get on the rope, ready to jump onto Moxley's head. But who came in to save the day? It was the nice, good old Young Bucks. So the Young Bucks came in and they immediately ran in and tried to stop everything. And then you have all the elite in the ring arguing with each other. And, including Don Callis yelling at the Young Bucks they need to do what Kenny asked them to do. I will have to say, in the background was funny. You still have the Good Brothers continuously doing like this, trying to get the Young Bucks to do the too sweet sign. Then finally, when Kenny Omega tried to get them to do that, Young Bucks did not, and they were like, they just, no, we're not doing it. So as they walked out of the ring away from Kenny and the Good Brothers, you have Kenny and Doc still screaming at them like, no, you got to do this when I tell you to. They did it. Of course, they all were distracted, so they didn't realize that Moxley is still in the ring. Moxley got the chair, swung it at Kenny and the Good Brothers and Don Callis, and they all scattered from the ring. And you had Kenny wobbling in the middle of the ring, looking at the Young Bucks. Young Bucks, they didn't do anything. They just looked angrily at everybody and walked away. Eddie Kingston on the side, screaming in pain, but was like, I need to get in the ring with Moxley. So there you go. That was the end of there. So again, we're having we're forming that Moxley and Kingston bond there. Now, with them breaking the leg of Kingston, I wonder if, is that gonna put him out for a while? Meaning, maybe they do it so he can get a little break. I don't know, because I would think they would do it on Moxley, but maybe they're saving that for later. Of course, we're trying to set up that Young Bucks for Good Brothers feud, which I'm just going to predict right now is going to be the match at Double or Nothing. Just saying. And then maybe another match with Kenny and I don't know who. I mean, Good Brothers, I guess. But I mean, with obviously with Moxley and Kingston. But they just need one more partner. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But obviously they're continuing on that feud. I'm like I said, I'm excited to see Young Bucks versus Good Brothers eventually. Someone on Twitter was like, can the Bullet Club just not fight with each other? That's all they do. Okay, so I don't know. It's kind of like the Inner Circle of how they were a couple of weeks ago. They're always fighting each other. That's expected, but I'm fine with that. Anyhow, so let's see what other thing. Just say quickly on the Miro and Best Friends feud. Which when is that going to be over? Anyhow, small segment on that. You can see Miro and Kip Sabian not getting along too well. So finally, we're gonna hopefully break that tag team up. Anyhow, so. Let's see, and then then you have Christian Cage came out as well. He threw a very good promo. Basically, they asked him, "Why are you in AEW?" And in so many words, he's saying that he wants to go after Kenny Omega in the championship. So that would be pretty cool to see. Maybe that will be another match for Double or Nothing. We'll see for the main event, but. And I know a lot of people are very angry because they're like, no, we don't want Christian to get the championship. I don't think he's going to get the championship, all right? And everyone calm down. I think, him going after it is a great idea because, you're going to put up some good matches against Christian by the time he reaches to Kenny Omega. So I'm fine with that. Let's see, what else? The Sting segment was a little weird. Now it is setting up. The good thing is that we're setting up Darby Allin to finally do an open challenge for each member of the Dark Order. So that's right there. Couple of easy matches to book every week if we need to. So that's good because Dark Order wants their TNT Championship back. So first will be Johnny Hungy, John Silver going against Darby. So that's good. So I'm fine with that. But in the Sting segment, you still have Lance Archer coming after Sting. And I like Lance Archer a lot. Very confused if he's really going to go after Sting, because if he is, don't hurt him too much. Jake the Snake did a promo too, which was hilarious, calling Darby a weenie. And then randomly, Team FTW came out, and you had Brian Cage talking to Sting, and he's basically telling Sting that he was giving him a lot of compliments. So. Then he walks out on Team FTW because they're just like, what are you doing? Why are you being so nice to Sting? So what the hell's going on? Are we turning Brian Cage face now? Because, I mean, for what he looked like, he should always be a heel in my opinion. But anyhow, We'll see what that goes. I don't know. That's a very short segment. A lot of things were going on in there. I think there was like 4 or 5 things that could be set up for future stories, so we'll see. And then I'm just gonna oh man, that main event, finally. I mean, that was very good. It was monumental for AEW. This is the first time that they put a women's match at the main event. And of course, they put literally their two top women over there, which is Britt Baker and then Thunder Rosa, who of course is from NWA. And this was a lights out, no sanction match. Yeah, these women, they killed it. I mean, if you're not a regular watcher of Dynamite or whatever, fine, just watch this main event match. It was good, it was bloody, it was brutal. These women came out and like killed each other on there. Immediately they were throwing in chairs and ladders, and they used every weapon that they had around the ring. I mean, the couple times Thunder Rosa threw Britt Baker into the ladder, and it just looked very painful. And of course, both of them started bleeding, but Britt Baker, really, she was bleeding like all over the side of her face and her shoulder. It just looked super brutal. And then you had Reba as well outside. You know, she's trying to cheat her way to win, but there was a point where she was trying to wipe Britt Baker's blood off her face with her sleeve, and you just see on the floor and on Reba's sleeve that it was all bloody. I mean, it was very, very bloody. It was that very, very good match. I can't explain like how great this was, and I really hope when the ratings come out that it shows. I really hope that this segment had the most views, in AEW in that episode, because they've been criticized so much about the women's division. And look where it is now a year ago. Like, this is now main event. It's just very, very cool in my opinion. Surprising ending. I really thought Britt Baker was gonna win it, but at the end you had Thunder Rosa did her Thunder Driver. There's a table set up on the floor. Dropped Baker through that table, and then pinned her, and Thunder Rosa won. And then as she win. She was kind of like crying at the end because that was a hard match, that is no doubt. Also, from what I heard, I think this is maybe she's going to be off AEW for a while, because I think NWA is coming back. So I think this may be a like kind of a farewell match for Thunder Rosa for a while, so she can go back to NWA. But regardless, like I said, very, very good match. I mean, the pacing was great. Like I said, the storytelling on this was great because they've been in this feud for a while. And even though, I wanted Britt Baker to win to win the championship at Revolution, that obviously didn't happen. I think again they were just saving that so they can continue on Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa feud. But now, now I think it's end now, so they can. Yeah, I think it is, because I forgot they had Hikaru Shida on the side watching in the TV. So I think with this match we're done with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, and now we can have Britt Baker versus Shida, which is what I really want. So it's going to be very cool. A lot of things went down in this episode, and again, cannot wait to see the next one and see how they're going to build this to Double or Nothing. Just saying that I'm going to try to plan to go to that show too. So we'll see when those tickets come out to sale late in May. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I just did this right after the episode. So if I miss a few things, there's some things I did purposely miss. But if I miss a few major points, I apologize. But thank you guys for watching, and especially some of you reading my articles. I'm starting to write for Pop Cult HQ on AEW and Impact. So thank you guys for reading those when you have a chance. So, all right, follow me on at Shining Polaris on all social medias, and I will see you next time. Bye.